Hi, I'm Adrian Hoyt. I'm a writing tutor with Learning Commons, and right now I'm going to show you how you can get more comfortable using Zoom for your online classes. Okay, so in the main Zoom window, what you can actually do is to get used to the program, you can click New Meeting and you can actually start a meeting composed entirely of yourself. And this is actually super useful because it allows you to get used to the interface and all the buttons and things without having to worry about paying attention to class or feeling like other people are watching you fumble with technology. So a lot of times when you join a meeting, your microphone will be turned off by default, like right now. And so if you're joining and finding that nobody can hear you, just make sure that your microphone is actually turned on. And the same goes for video. A lot of times your video feed will be turned off by default. And so if you're finding that nobody can see you and all that they can see is like a picture, or if you haven't uploaded one, probably just a blank icon, make sure that you have also turned your camera on. Now, there are actually exceptions to this that you might actually want to have these two things turned off. The first is, for example, the mute button. A lot of us have kind of noisy households, or I don't know, pets and chickens that the neighbor has that never ever shut up. And so if you want to be like really considerate to your fellow students and your professor, you might want to make sure that your microphone is actually turned off whenever you're not speaking. And the reason that this is good is that your microphone will no longer be picking up background noise from your house or your neighborhood chickens. And so your chat line will actually be a lot clearer and free of noise and echoes and stuff. So if you want to be like really polite, just keep yourself muted until you've got something to say. With turning off your video feed, that is actually really useful if you have slow internet, because video takes a lot of data to upload, and if you're not uploading that amount of data, you might find that the whole thing just speeds up a lot better. And yeah, if you turn your camera off, people won't be able to see you, but as long as you've got your microphone on, they will be able to hear you. So you can still contribute, and you just, yeah. Okay. So I am actually going to start a video chat that has another person in it, or a dinosaur in this case. And so you can see how to actually use this in the wild. Okay, so when you get an invite to a Zoom class, a lot of times it will show up in your email and it will look something like this. And so it will give you a link to the meeting. And so you click it, and that will open up in your browser. And then you'll get a pop-up asking if you want to open the application. So you click that. And I think it's different depending on whether you're connecting with a phone call or with your computer. I'm doing computer, so I'm going to join with computer audio. And so right now, I have joined the meeting with my Velociraptor. And as you can see over here, I do not have my video feed on, and that little red microphone with the check through it is saying that I do not have my microphone on. So listen to the echo. That's why I'm turning it off right now, because this is actually in the same room with me and it's creating a feedback loop. So I'm going to turn my video on, and here we go. So I personally do not really like the default view, which has the main screen taken up by whoever is talking at the moment, and then everybody else over here on the side. I find that it kind of induces a lot of whiplash and it's very disorienting because the view is constantly changing. So I like to switch it to gallery view, which is over here. And right now, because there are only 2 participants, it's a split screen. When there are more participants, it will expand into a grid view that can actually end up looking a lot like the Hollywood Squares or the Brady Bunch. It's easier to keep track of, I find, because it's just looks very stable on your screen, and yeah, it's pretty great. So, you just kind of go in and mess around with it to get comfortable with it. There's a chat option over here, and so you can send a message to everyone or to just one person. So, yeah, so that can be pretty useful. Make sure that if you're sending something private that you have it sent to that exact person and not to everyone, because that could be awful. And you can actually record your own screen, which is pretty useful if you want to have like a record of your class. Probably get permission before you do that, because I know that some professors do not like being recorded. Pretty simple. And you actually have a bunch of options for your video under this 3 dots button over here. You can actually rename yourself. So like, if you want to screw with people, or, if you want to add your pronouns, that's pretty cool. Over on the bottom, the share screen button will actually open up to a new page, and it will give you these options. And so your professor might at some point start you out doing a whiteboard. So that will look like this, and you can draw and you can add text, and everybody can contribute to this. You can change colors and line widths and your font over here under format. You can erase stuff individually here. You can draw shapes or add shapes, I guess. Yeah, so there's a lot of options here. You can clear the whole screen. You can actually clear your drawings or everyone's drawings if you want to be really mischievous. Okay, so what I have right here is a Word file that I've already got ready to go. It's just in the background, and if I need to, I can click on that and it will just share that particular window and nothing more. But if I don't have something all ready to go and I need to go search for it, or if I have something else on my desktop that I want to share, I can actually share the entire desktop. And so when you do that, it will share everything that's on your screen. People will be able to see your mouse, they'll be able to see your icons, they'll be able to see your wallpaper, so hopefully you don't have anything embarrassing. And when you do this, you can go in and you can search for something online. You could go into Blackboard. You can open up Word or whatever you use and get one of your documents, and that way you will be able to share it online and people will be able to see exactly what you see. So there are a lot of really cool options here. The other option under share screen that's really useful is this one, where you're actually sharing a particular window or document. So this is just a window that I have open elsewhere on my computer. As long as you have any window open, it will show up. So if I had my browser or my email or whatever, it would be right there. You can scroll through it. I honestly don't know if other people can. I don't think other people can scroll, so you will have to kind of guide them. You can change this, the size of this, you can move it, you can switch it to show everyone, and you have options here. I think if you have multiple people, you can actually also switch it to gallery view, so that's pretty cool. So when you want to leave the meeting, that's over here down at the bottom, leave meeting. and when you click that, it will just ask if you want to leave it, and you leave, and you are done. A lot of computers and especially laptops have pretty tinny sounding speakers and really weak microphones. And so that's why I was wearing these, because they are not only over the ear headphones, which are great for blocking out background noise, but they actually have a built in microphone. And I actually didn't even know that they did. And I was about to buy a new pair off Amazon, and then I thought, well, I should just go check. And it turns out that they do. So if you have a pair of headphones, you might actually have something with a microphone in it. The reason that having a separate microphone is great is just because it's going to make it much easier to capture your voice instead of background sounds in the room that you're in. And it will just make sure that your voice comes through a lot cleaner and clearer and louder. So if you possibly can, I would really recommend getting a pair of headphones that have a built-in microphone. And I think that that will also help with making sure that the video conferencing goes as smoothly as possible. So send us an email if you have any questions, and we'll be happy to help. Hopefully this has made your transition to online classes a little bit easier. I want to say thank you for watching, and bye.